This is Blonde Empire. In this video, I wanted to go through what I ended up doing with Nordhagen Beach, which is one of the settlements that I've been avoiding building for a while for a few reasons. All this ridiculous foliage, the ground is super uneven, so you really have to pillar glitch everything if you want anything to sit flat. There's some immovable, non-scrappable items as well, like the mattresses that are inside the little house. Also, this settlement really doesn't have that much of a shape on its own, so it was difficult to get inspired about building a particular theme. I avoided building for a really long time, but a few weeks ago I decided to start building it up. So when I crossed the bridge to Nordhagen Beach, the first thing I built was this junkyard wall, because I thought maybe if I put a wall up it will sort of give me some semblance of a shape to this place. Through the gate I took some inspiration from Covenant, so we've got an intake station on the left when you enter through the gates, with a little terminal clipped in, and on the shelves behind the terminal there are some supplies and things that can be rationed out to people that come to visit the settlement and come to live here. And then on the right hand side we've got Carla there smoking a cigarette and a Brahmin, so there's an outpost there so people can come. Past the intake station around on the left we have a little Brahmin pen with some mute fruits in there, and then dotted around the settlement all around the place are some guard posts as well. Some hay bales from the Nuka World DLC. These are the hitching posts, they're from the Nuka World DLC as well. And then here we've got a cooking station with a little fireplace underneath. And then over here, this is a spooky little tricycle that I pulled out from somewhere. I feel like it was along the road. There's a little crib in there and then just one bed for a little farmer. We travel down this way, I've got a little outhouse there. Some more fences to make some shape. If we go around here, we've got a 24/7 bar with some scaffolding ramps going up to it and a dog house for Luca, which is one of the junkyard dogs that we have. Bartender lady in there. And some more fences. And then past the bar is a little metal shack for some sort of beleaguered fisherman. And the windmill there is powering just the lights for that place. And a little dock with a spot that you can fish at. For a general store, I thought I'd make a little boat shed to pop it in. So we've got some barrels around that are from the Far Harbour DLC. And then in here we've got sort of a mishmash of different items. This trolley I dragged over from somewhere across the river. There are a bunch of items that I dragged over, including these construction barriers at the back. And then at the very back there with the open doors there are some scaffolding ramps for a little like boat ramp. And then around here we've got a clothing shop and then also a hairdresser lady. So I put some wooden foundations and then shack steps to sort of lead down to this area. That metal bin I carried over from across the river as well. And turning around from here, I built a fence around this big junk pile that you can't really do anything with either. So I just popped a tent over it and just covered it up. And then down here I've got a few more little fences. That's actually one of the sort of diagonally shack walls clipped into the ground to sort of be a slopey slope. Down here we have an armorer, this guy. Then around here is the weapons shop. That was really hard to clip in. Past the weapons shop, to fill up a bit more of the space, I just put in another little fishing spot. And these little, I will find the name of them. I dragged them over from around like near Easy City Downs. Here we have a couple of shacks over the water. So one is for rent and it just has the recruitment beacon in there. These big tires I dragged over as well, and this metal bin. And here is a little shack for someone to live, like this inside. And over here is a couple of water purifiers. And this bathtub is full of myloke eggs. And then up here we have a raised guard post. There usually is a man here. I'm not sure what happened to him. And then we're all kitted out with some ammo and grenades and whatnot. And then the last vendor that I didn't have was a plastic surgeon. So this is his spot up here. Seeing as there are a bunch of broken power lines around here, I wanted to sort of play up the exposed wiring. Some of the wires between these pylons are actually redundant. And then up here we have an armor workbench and a weapons workbench. Another guard tower. a little pass through with just some clutter in there. Then in this spot in the middle, there was sort of a patch of foliage that didn't look very nice. So I just built a little fence around it and put some mute fruits in there. And then here is a little residential building. And over here is a chemistry workstation. And then Curie, who is running the clinic. These are those little light boxes, the tiny little ones, to make a medical cross. And then there's a decontamination arch in here and also a bed. These are some junk fences that are pillar glitched in really, really low. This is another little spot with some beds. So here's where the workbench is, and I popped some fences around it and some of the shack steps. I want to do one more walk around here, maybe at the night time.
Many hours later.